Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading from the 15th up until the 31st of October 2020 for Cancer. So if you're a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus or any other placement, or you could even be a cross watcher, this reading could well be for you. We're going to have a look at the general energies and see what is going to be happening. If you feel like this doesn't resonate, check out another aspect of your chart and see if the video has been posted yet. If not, could well be that the next load of readings, which will be the beginning part of November, that they could be resonating more. Or we do go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 PM British Standard Time, 3 PM Eastern Standard Time for live general collective readings. It could well be that I pick up your narrative, your story in those lives. So let's have a look. If you want a personalised reading, information is in the description box below. Let's have a look. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs from the 15th to the 31st now of October. What's the theme, Spirit, for Cancer? Yeah. Magician. The Magician is trying to move the stagnant energy along here. The reason I'm saying that is we've got the Wheel of Fortune. There's some stuck energy that hasn't been looked at. Let's pull some more cards though and get a sort of an idea of what this can be relating to. But there's the higher selves are manifesting here, because I feel like there's a bit of stuck energy, as I mentioned before. And so Spirit are trying to move this along. They're saying a lesson needs to be learned. There's a lesson. So the Magician's trying to manifest the tools and the information, so that this person, whoever it is that you know is either in your life, or if you're cross watching, if it's, you know, they're in your life, or if you're watching and this is, you know, your person or even you, so they can learn. They're not learning. They're not learning. Let's have a look. What's the theme for Cancer? Yes, this is a relationship, karmic relationship, that they're not learning. That there's something they're being tested with here. We've got forgiveness. Okay, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. This is not easy. But if you're harboring resentment from this person because they're not learning, and I'm going to be real with you, maybe you're not learning something either. And so by you harboring resentment, you're kind of resenting yourself. If you're sitting here going, yeah, but why does it have to be this way? It's because you're not learning something and they're not learning something. But you need to be, there needs to be forgiveness. There needs to be forgiveness, okay? Because it's blocking. They feel like they can't. So the patience definitely is also another factor. This is the thing. The energies in the earth plane at the moment with you and this other person, you're playing out this shadow element that isn't quite healed. And so the energy is a little bit all over the place, because obviously we're in Libra season. So the higher selves are kind of navigating this on your behalf. Maybe you're healing, they're healing, and down here, and it's not quite balancing itself out. So your higher selves here are almost kind of moving this through. We need to give this some time, because this energy is going to settle. But again, it's, in the meantime, try and practice empathy and forgiveness towards this person. Now, if you're sitting here going, there's absolutely, I've done everything I can, you know, they're not learning, they're making the same mistakes, they're doing this, they're doing that. Okay, but is their situation one that you've currently or previously been trying to learn through? Because if you've ever been stuck in that situation and you didn't learn immediately, then we can't expect them to learn immediately when you didn't. Do you see what I'm trying to say? We've got to be realistic with this, because if you struggle, put it this way, look at the weaknesses you have, and if you're struggling with that, you need to understand that they are too. Because this, whatever this is, we need to bridge this gap here, because at the moment there's a lack of forgiveness, and I feel like it may be blocking this a little bit. Now, maybe they're not forgiving you, but if they're not forgiving you, we need to look at the context. So why aren't they forgiving you? Is it because you said something or did something that was overstepping a line? Because this is the thing with Cancer energy, is that they have their defenses up, because there's a very sensitive inner world that they're trying to protect. And yes, I understand that can be frustrating, and yes, maybe it's not all of, something that you carried out with this person, but if they're wounded, then it just means they're not ready, which means that they're doing you a favor by not, coming forward, because they're not ready. You don't want to be involved with something before it's time. So let's have a look, because I feel like the pieces of, it's like someone's thrown something up in the air and the pieces are landing, but Spirit are trying to piece all these things together now. And in the physical realm, you two are probably both confused. But let's have a look. What are the other themes, please? What's the theme for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs from the 15th to the 31st of October 2020? Yeah, look, this is really sad, because it's like, yeah, look, the stone. This is someone really scared, okay? This is someone really scared because they don't know where to, this is someone rooted in fear. They don't know where to move forward to, because if they go backwards, there's more pain, but if they go forwards, they have to resolve this. And there's definitely some kind of block between you and this person, potentially. We've also got the Creator. So that, again, the Magician's trying to create this fluidity that has possibly been previously blocked, because again, look at the Self here. It's been fragmented here, all right? Because whatever this is, it's going to eventually land in some kind of commitment, all right? But someone's sword is out. So there's a defensive element, but also this is the sword of clarity and truth. They haven't quite reached that point yet. There's this kind of fractured element to this whole situation, all right? So the other card we've got is Aletheia. Okay, now this is in Greek, it's truth or disclosure. This is what Aletheia means. So again, it's like they are rooted to the spot, you or them, and they're trying to learn the truth, but it could be that because they can't forgive themselves, they're not able to understand the truth, because they're beating themselves up. There could have been a situation that they were fooled by or suckered into. There could have been some manipulation here that they've felt very foolish by being kind of sucked into. And again, they're stuck in between this rock and this hard place, because they're just being confused. They're being trapped in a lot of mental confusion here, and they're needing support. They're trying to learn what all this means, and I feel like they're possibly struggling a little bit. And maybe, it's got to that point where they don't know how to move forward. So this is what they're currently navigating, you or them. So let's have a look. Cancer, from the 15th to the 31st, please, of October 2020. What exactly is going to happen here? What's the theme of the whole period for Cancer? Yeah. There's a fear of abandonment that's being closed out. So we've got the Chaser. So bottom of the deck is Clock. And we've got needs time, takes time, in time cycles, time to heal, progress. So it could be that there's an energy of someone that was chasing before, possibly. Maybe you're chasing this energy. And because you're not getting anything back, there's confusion here. We've also got bottom of the deck, relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. So what else do we need to know for Cancer's reading, please, from the 15th to 31st of October 2020? Yeah, not enough. Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. So they're in this old cycle, possibly, that is... They've been... I mean, look, I feel like they could have been chasing something here that never ended, because they're trying to find something within in themselves, and it's like this need, it's like this kind of, it's this addictive energy. And I feel like the more they're running towards this situation, the more they get hurt. And the more that they get hurt, the more that they feel guilty towards maybe you. And the more they feel guilty towards you, the more they want forgiveness. And then maybe you've shown that you're getting frustrated, and so they're stuck in this loop because they haven't, again. And so this is why this higher self is trying to manifest. Again, we've got twin flames here. So there's something, they're in a karmic loop that they haven't quite learned yet. This is how I want to say it. They're in a karmic loop that they haven't quite learned how to get out of yet, because there's something in this energy that is being offered to them that is a get out of jail free card. It's easy because actually it's safe. They're running after something that is not going to reciprocate feelings, so it's safe to them. Whereas if they were to stop and chase you, it's a real thing. So it means that they're not safe, because it means their feelings can be even more hurt. So they're in this pattern here. They're in a pattern that they are trying to break at the moment. It's addictive though. That's the problem. It's addictive. Let's think what deck we want to use here for Cancer. Let's think what deck. I'm going to use the new deck. This is the Angel Guide Oracle, the new Kyle Gray deck. I'm going to use this because I want to see. Right, okay, so let's see for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, please. What else do we need to know about what's going to be happening for our Cancers between the 15th and 31st, please, of October 2020? What else do we need to be aware of for Cancer? Take a step back. Okay, perfect advice. So what it's basically saying is that until they learn this lesson, nothing's going to happen, because they have to learn this. All right. Again, and if this is not materializing, it's because you're being protected. This is angelic protection. So if, let's say, nothing's moving, it's because they're trying to block this, because otherwise you're going to get hurt. So they're trying to protect you. They're trying to protect. You need to take a step back, because the pattern is going to keep going. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, they want you to try and move a little bit backwards here, because it's not. They're saying it's not the right time with this clock energy. Again, they have to learn that lesson, and if they're not learning it, they're not learning it. You can't force that. So let's have a look. Again, you need to employ forgiveness here with this situation. Maybe you thought things were moving forward and then they stopped. It's just, again, don't forget, we've got the Magician here that's trying to manifest this. So it could be that the Magician is actually moving things forward. And so maybe you're looking at something going, yeah, but I don't understand how and why this happened, and da-da. Spirit could be actually manipulating this a little bit, because the person's not learning. And so maybe they're, like I said, until they learn, you're being moved out the way so you're not hurt. Let's have a look. Cancer, from the 15th to the 31st here. What's going to be happening? Talk us through this, please, Spirit, step by step, between the 15th and the 31st. For our Cancerians, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please. What exactly is going to happen? What's going to happen? Start from the beginning and talk us through it best you can, so we can understand. For our Cancerians, please. Yep. Yep. Oh, yep. The prey is being circled. That's how I want to say it. The prey is being circled. We've got the Empress and the Queen of Wands here. We've got energies of strong spiritual and sexual energy that is cultivating a certain energy. All right. Now, let's say, for example, you're sat there going, yeah, but they don't have a karmic. They don't have a karmic. Well, there's an energy that's it's a bit of a trap, if I'm totally honest with you, because we've got the Knight of Swords here, right? The Knight of Wands here. This is someone who's very indecisive about what they want, and it's because of this healing that they haven't gone through yet. They haven't learned something. They're chasing this energy, Okay, so there's a very strong sexual element to this that they're chasing, all right? Because it's safe. You don't have to invest anything in, you know, if you're chasing someone sexually, you don't have to invest in anything, do you really? If it's this kind of energy, this player type of mentality, you don't have to invest anything because you're running away from your feelings. This is what this person is used to doing. From the person I'm reading for here, the collective I'm reading for, right? And you've got two energies here, or possibly even one of this person, the Queen of Wands and the Empress. That is, so there's a twofold energy. This could be a karmic situation they're in that is currently kind of drawing them into this energy, and so it's making them get confused, which is because they haven't learned, and so they're getting suckered in, and then they're chasing it because it's like this kind of sexual karmic energy. Or it's you and they don't feel good enough, so they're just sabotaging the connection and going towards other energies, other things, because they know they're not ready. This person thinks they're not ready, right? And they probably aren't. Okay, so again, they're being suckered into low vibrational traps and ego traps. This is ego trap from where I'm looking at. Element here is we've got the Knight of the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Air, and the Knight of Pentacles. So we've got now every night. We've got every night, because the first night we had was the Knight of Wands, isn't it? Right? So this is insane. On one level, this is interesting. On one level, they're trying to match you, okay? And I think in some level, they're trying to, on some subconscious level, they know what is going on around them, where there's a bit of manipulation. So they're playing with that energy a little bit and trying to learn from it and work out exactly how it works. Because I think they need it in order to balance and get to a point where they're a king. Because all four knights add up to one king. And by being that king, they can then match whatever other energy this is. So let's say, put it this way, there's two energies here that is around this person, right? This is getting complicated, but I'm going to try and explain this. So you've got the Queen of Wands and you've got the Empress. Now, for some of you, this is going to just be you. Right, this is just going to be you, your raw energy, and you as your divine feminine energy. But for some of you, and this is what they're trying to navigate through to work out, you know, are they balanced in this? Is this meant to be? They're trying to maneuver around this energy to see, is this my long-term energy? Is this something that I can fit into? Do I match them? Do they match me? Right, so they're just trying to maneuver their energy. For some of you, this is going to be and not two energies, you and someone else, maybe a karmic person they're in a relationship with and you. And at the moment, they feel out of their depth. They feel like they're being hoodwinked. They feel out of their comfort zone with both you and this karmic person. So there could have been a situation where this karmic person caught them on the... It's almost like they opened up to you, and by opening up to you, they became vulnerable, and this karmic person capitalized on it. And so, because of that, they are now it's like we're going one step forward, 5 steps back a little bit here, right? So what they're now trying to do is they're trying to say, well, in order to match you, who's the Empress, they've got to be the Emperor, right? And because they don't understand this, they're staying there to understand it. Because they don't want to be someone who doesn't see these things. They want to be on your level, okay? But at the same time, they're also trying to understand the energy they're around, the karmic, if they have one, because this person hoodwinked them from where I'm looking at, right? And because, again, you may sit there and go, well, what made you come to that decision? We've got the Magician here. So there's something that's being played with. And again, we've got the sword, the riddle. So again, it's like they're trying to, because they're being manipulated here a little bit, right? So they're trying to utilize all four of these knights, so the water, the air, and the earth, in order to build and cultivate themselves to become a king, which is all four knights. So they can then match this queen energy and understand it, because they're a match, right? You can't understand something unless you've been there, you know. So once they become a king, they can understand this, and then once they've become, you know, once they've mastered that, then they can become the emperor, which is the match to you. The problem is that this person may not be consciously aware that that's what's happening. It's like they're in a training ground. I'm going to be real honest with you. It's like they're in a training ground, all right? And Spirit are trying to help them shift this whole energy, which is the Wheel of Fortune, because there's no point, because this is the thing. Whatever they're learning, let's say, for example, they don't learn this, and then they come towards you, right, the Empress. If they haven't learnt it, they're going to be susceptible to this type of manipulation again, and then it's going to ruin things. So they need to understand what this is, and it's the lesson, it's the karmic. Because if they don't, they're going to get caught in this again and again and again, which is why we saw the sword and the self. It's that clarity and that understanding. All right. So Spirit, okay. So we've, again, Two of Cups. So they're just showing that don't be fooled here. Don't be fooled. This is to cultivate what is needing to be cultivated. They can't offer their cup, because this is the thing. This is about, the Ace of Cups is not only about offering a love, but it's also cultivating self-worth and self-confidence. They do not have that because they feel like they're being caught on the back foot with another person, a karmic. So they have, it's like a computer game. They have to fight the boss, you know. And when they fight the boss, they've cultivated that energy within them, which means they know that they're a match for you. If they can't even match this other person, how on earth can they be a match for you? Because they know who you are to them. On some level, they know. So what they're doing is they're sitting there trying to heal and work through these issues. So what they're doing is actually incredibly clever. Now, you may sit there and go, you're a mug. And that's English for you're an idiot. Because how could you possibly think that? Well, let's pull some more cards. If the Two of Cups didn't come out, then I would be sitting there going, yeah, you may have a point there. But this is someone that's on, they're serious. Look, this is the House. You've got Cupid here that's getting ready to shoot the arrow. And then you've got the Moon, which is the acknowledgement of emotions. So can you see the woman's very confident, but the man's just newly confident, all right? So again, don't forget the message from the Angel Oracle. Take a step back. So if, again, they have to learn this, all right? Because again, they're trying to protect you. They're trying to protect you. If this isn't moving, it's because this is divine protection. So let's have, okay, fair enough. You wanted me to take, oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, look. So they're showing me now the Ten of Pentacles. Again, to clarify, look, this is a solid energy. This is a pillar of strength here that's being built in the physical. So what's going to happen is they're not going to come in and have to understand all this later. They're doing this work now. So you're not going to have to sit and debate all this later on down the line. All the training, all of the lessons, all of the matching elements to match what you've learned and where you stand and what you kind of see is being brought to the forefront here, so that they're a match. They're your match. They're doing it. This is a training ground. They're in so that we can change the energy. Look, the wheel again. So this is what Spirit is basically doing between the 15th and the 31st. So if you're watching this going, is this a joke? We've gone backwards. You haven't. Because if you've gone backwards, it's because they missed something. Now, don't forget, if this is for you, it's going to be brought into, you know, your awareness. It's going to be shifting. If this has had difficulties and you feel like it's not on the same track that you were expecting, it's because there's a rerouting going on, because something has to be acknowledged. Because something has to be learned before anything can, look, forgiveness. Because you've got to remember, there's a mirroring going on. They have to forgive themselves. And because they don't understand this, they're throwing themselves back into it to understand it, so that they can come to you correct, right? Because this is what they want. They want renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose in your heart. You know what to do. So can you see we've got the renewal card here, which is, it looks like, could be judgment actually. That could be the judgment card. Let's clarify this. We've got a double X here. So we've got Uranus and the flag for Denmark. Is that Denmark flag? We've got Uranus. Maybe there's a that's significant for you guys. I don't know, but Uranus is the planet of change, and we currently have Uranus in retrograde at the moment until I think possibly November or December. So we've got Renewal is the last card before the World, which is the end. I think it's Judgment. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Judgment. So it's the understanding, it's the full clarity. It's the full understanding of the situation, rather than, because it's like whatever they were in was an illusion, and so they have to understand it, because otherwise how are they going to recognize it if they don't fully understand it? It says, Archangel Jeremiah is known for helping you review your situation so you can choose your path you will take next. Discuss your thoughts and feelings honestly with those you love. So they know that you're their future, and they know that something is desperately wrong in the situation they're in, but they don't understand it. And so this is what they're doing. They're backtracking to understand exactly what the reality is. And I feel like there'll be a kind of a penultimate episode on the 31st, but we'll have a look into that. So what's going to happen, please? What's going to happen here, please? So I don't know, maybe we'll pull one more card. It feels like we're going to go into, they're saying outcome, so pull for the outcome, right? So this is what's going to be, this is going to be them understanding this between now and the 31st. All right, so again, if you're viewing this and you're thinking, well, what about the specifics? Again, everyone's going to be different, but let's have a look at the outcome. What is the outcome on the 31st, which is going to be a full moon, the second one of the month, which is talking about this card. Oh my goodness, look, this card fell out. The High Priestess. So there's an intuitive element that's going to be added in that's going to make them see, this is karmic, very strong karma. This is Libra energy as well. Someone's satisfied now. Truth be told, this is what I'm hearing. Truth be told. So let's have a look. What is the outcome, please? On the 31st, what's going to be the outcome for the end of October with this energy, please? So the outcome is the lessons learned. They're going to be okay. So if you feel like you're slowly being driven into a different kind of reality because what you're seeing is not matching how you feel, you have to ride the wave, because it's like they're leading you into an energy so that this person can wrap this up and tie it up in a nice little neat bow. Whatever you do, try not to be triggered by this, because I feel like it might do, but this is what it's heading you into. It's heading into this shift so that the fortunes change, so that it's ending. This cycle is ending. All right. What else can you tell us, please, about the ending on the 31st, or this Wheel of Fortune card for the outcome? What else can you tell us? So we've got the Two of Pentacles, and again, they're juggling the time with 8, so that's Scorpio energy. Working too hard on multiple jobs, the need to bring balance and fun into your life, juggling multiple priorities, balancing the budget. So there's definitely there's balance coming in. So it could be that there's a decision being made. We've got the Four of Pentacles as well. Managing resources wisely, extremes in how you give or receive money or emotions, smart business decisions, seeing things as black and white or white. So it looks like there's a very could be a possible extreme view on things that are going to be happening here. So maybe there's a forgiveness that takes place, and then, you know, but let's have a look. Everyone's going to be different, I feel. What's the outcome? They want me to go to the angel answers for the outcome because it could be different for everyone, which makes sense. So let's have a look. So what is the outcome for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? What's the outcome for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? I feel sick. It sounds awful, but I feel really ill. Yeah, look. So they're saying you don't have to worry, all right? You don't need to worry. Whatever truth was hidden, because we've got romance in the reverse. So I feel like someone's going to be really opening their eyes up here. Look at the bottom of the deck, they're telling me. So you don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. Remember the first message. Take a step back. Angelic protection. This is a training ground for the next chapter. All right. This is a training ground for the next chapter. Let's pull. Where are we going with this, Spirit? Where are we going with this? They want me to pick a certain pile and I can't see the pile. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll pick this cosmic reading cards here, just for a final message, and then we'll wrap the reading up. What is the outcome for Cancer, please, for the 31st of October, the ending point to this particular energy? What's going to happen? What can we tell them? Unconditional love. So don't let this take away from the, if you know in your heart, your soul, your bones that this whole energy is that's your person. Yeah, look, bottom of the deck, mirrored souls. You don't, be careful what you're investing in with these, okay? Like I said, you've got to remember. Can you see this is like the sword and the self. There's a truth and a clarity that's slowly dissecting this information. And sometimes we've got to, okay, put it this way, when you're making a cake, the cake is not the outcome immediately, is it? You have to chop things, you have to mix things up. You know, things, when you start mixing all that kind of batter in a cake, it looks a bit disgusting. Bear with it though, because again, you put it in the oven, there's a timing element to it, and then it comes out and then it's beautiful, isn't it? This is what we need to invest in here, okay? The trusting of the timing, the trusting in upstairs, forgiving the situation and understanding that there's a process, working on that forgiveness, working on cultivating that kind of forgiveness about the situation, understanding why it had to happen, because that's going to really help. Before you know it though, this is shifting, all right? This is going to shift. The tide is turning. Okay guys, so hopefully that's been of some help. This is your reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising and all Venus signs from the 15th to the 31st of October. I wish you guys the very best of luck. Thank you for your support to the channel. It always makes me feel very happy when people are supporting the channel. Leave me your comments about your situation. I'm always glad to hear about what is happening. And take care of yourselves. I wish you the best of luck, guys. Bye-bye.